Ah, Hi everyone, it's your boy Antoine Fantoine here, the internet's busiest music nerd, coming at you to talk about this new Harry Styles song, "Sign of the Times," and someone who I never thought I'd be talking about on this channel. I review mostly underground stuff and hip hop stuff and pop stuff and rock stuff and not so much stuff that's connected to boy bands. Although I did review the debut Zayn record, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. But overall, a lot of the stuff, all the stuff thus far from the One Direction solo camp, since the boy band had demised, has been really underwhelming to me. Felt like nothing special at all. However, that really changed with this Harry Style track. I am amazed that this song came out as good as it did. And not to say that, Harry isn't a talented guy. I just didn't know. I just didn't know. I didn't know he was capable of coming together with a track of this magnitude. What makes this song stand out to me, what made it so special to me, is that it's just a well written, well structured piano ballad with grand strings, great tension building verses. The way the music kind of grows and grows and grows and reaches an amazing climax at the finish is great. It's just a mark of classy, just good songwriting fundamentals. Harry's voice on the track is awesome. And certainly, all the boys in One Direction, they're good singers. I mean, that's a part of the calling card of, sort of being in the type of group that they were. But goddamn, the emotional passion, the conviction, the delivery that Harry brought to this track, it's not anything I've heard from any of the music that I've heard thus far in, like Zayn's record, for example, which I thought was very emotionally flat, was trying to sound really spacey and atmospheric and sexy in the way that a lot of pop records were last year and the year before, where it seems like the less you do, the better, the quieter you are, the better, the more dreary and kind of moody your album is, the better. Harry did not go in that direction at all. He was going in the direction of, he wanted grandiose, he wanted big, he wanted powerful, he wanted over the top, and this ballad is certainly all that and more. If I do have some critiques of the track, if I can pull this track back a little bit, because I do think there is room for improvement, and the only reason I say this is because I think Harry is so close to doing something great on this song that, just a few tweaks could not only help this track, but any track that he comes through with in the future. One critique I will say is that while I do appreciate the sentiment of this track, I think it's almost serendipitous that this song was released right of the night that the U.S. threw all those Tomahawk missiles at that air base in Syria, and a lot of people are just wondering, holy shit, war, all this crazy fucked up shit. I think it's kind of serendipitous that Harry would drop a track like this the night that happened, because again, the sentiment of the track, the message of, we got to get out of here, the world's crazy, what are we gonna do? This feeling of hopelessness and feeling lost, and just so many questions, and what does the future hold for us culturally and economically and socially. All of those feelings come through in this track in a really potent way. I just wish he had more to say in the lyrics, because while again I do feel his feelings there, the details of the lyrics, they're super general, and maybe in a way that kind of works, because the moment you sort of put in any detail, you kind of inadvertently you're gonna state a position of some sort, and people are gonna kind of pull that apart, and maybe that's not, ultimately, maybe at the end of the day, he wants to stay a pop artist. Maybe he's kind of making a slight statement here, but to sort of, accidentally on your debut single to sort of bridge into, hey, I'm coming out with a political song, I'm hitting you with a political song first, might not be the best move, but still. I wish the lyrics were more specific, because the fact that he doesn't really get into the specifics of what makes him feel this way, of kind of what's driving these feelings, it does make the song feel kind of redundant and repetitive, because he does, he repeats himself a lot throughout the track. It's like, okay, I get the feeling and I feel it there, but what's driving it? You know, tell me how you really feel, Harry. Tell me how you really feel. And the only other critique I would have for it is that the bridge doesn't really feel like a bridge. You know, the bridge really kind of just feels like an extension of the chords and the melody that we've already been hearing on the verse and the chorus, but just with like some grand background vocals, which are very beautiful. You know, kind of filling out the space behind Harry and his piano. Very vibrant, very gorgeous. Again, very grand. I like the sound that they bring to the mix. I just wish the bridge changed it up a little bit. You know, so more detail in the lyrics. Make a bridge that's actually a bridge, and this would have been like a near perfect song. And again, that's not to say that this track falls that short of greatness as it is. You know, I was again floored by how good this was, how entertaining this was of a song, how relatable and how emotional and how human of a song this was. You know, because a lot of artists who kind of reach the echelons of the top 40, once they kind of hit that spot, they're just going as formulaic as possible. They're moving through the motion. They're just kind of going through the motions. They're playing by the numbers, and that's it. You know, I think Harry really kind of took a risk with this song, with a track that, you know, isn't going to kind of just hold your hand through it. It does kind of bring some somewhat complicated emotions. You know, it is very dramatic. It is a very emotional track. It's not coming through with kind of a poppy dance beat or anything like that. In a lot of ways, it is kind of a sad and a somber song. Again, the emotions kind of complicated. Not a feel-good track at all, but a powerful track, you know? And I don't know, I'm just kind of hoping that he comes through as the member of One Direction who actually does something mature. You know, not this fake mature that we see in the case of Zayn, where I'm still going to give you the same drivel as far as, you know, lyrics. I'm still going to give you the same drivel as far as instrumentals, but it's going to feel mature because now I'm giving you sexy music and I'm, you know, saying some bad words here and there. You know, Harry's music feels more mature right off the first single, not because he's saying some naughty words or, you know, talking to you about how much he wants to do a little pillow talk. No, he feels more mature because he's dealing with some seriously adult feelings on this track. And I find that interesting. And, you know, hopefully there's more to come. Hopefully there's more to come that is as intriguing as what he's presented here. It just could be more detailed, you know, as far as the lyrics, as far as the structure. But so far what's here, I'm liking it.